we're too afraid of liberating ourselves from that situation because we really feel like we should be carrying that burden.
I think you get survivor's guilt
Yeah.
because you're the one who makes
Yes,
it out.
makes it out.
Everybody's still stuck in the gutter. And then you have the survivor's guilt. And
Yep.
to alleviate yourself from that guilt, you try by all means to help your family.
Where I come from, I don't want to go back there, you know? So I'm gonna work extra hard. I don't have time to do anything. I'm not in control of my life. I don't even know which day is today. Literally, what I'm doing now, I asked for this and I cannot change anything that's happening now. I want to live a normal life. Sometimes I feel like coming home and just sleeping, but I can't do that. I can go on. Everybody's expecting a lot from me. It's a lot. There's 14 people in this house. Nobody's working. Just leave me alone. Just let me be. At least I'm providing. Not being able to buy bread. I'm even wearing the same clothes. People are wearing different stuff about this. Because I'm thinking of my kids, I'm thinking of my family. I'm 14 people. I cannot dress like everybody else.
Black tax is hectic, and there's that expectation from the family that you're the only one working, so you need to take care of us. Like it gets to a point where
like
it's actually wrong. An expectation. It is wrong.
I feel like that.
It is wrong, especially when there's other adults in the situation. And obviously, those kids are not all his kids. Other people's kids, other grown adults who are not working as kids. So it's like, that's a little unfair. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I understand our economy is really bad and it's really hard to the point where it's really hard to be mad at people always about situations like this because it's not really easy to get a job in South Africa. Well, it's not like Temba was someone who had who was working like a 9-to-5 job or whatever. He had to hustle and, really, really push going into Big Brother. I feel like was also something that he did because he wanted, a big break for his family because it's like, well, this is a lot of pressure on me, and he seems like he's the only person probably willing to, pander to wake up and hustle. Like,
I think that's what would piss me off. Like working for yourself is already hard enough as it is. But now you have to work for other people.
And some people are entitled.
And then you see that these people are not even trying.
They're chilling, they're relaxing.
To do anything, Because the main bad thing about this whole black tax thing is that if you as the child become the breadwinner and then the parents see that you're earning enough to support the family,
then they start chilling.
They don't have incentive to go out and work anymore.
Absolutely.
Because you are providing all their needs.
Exactly. You'll see even some parents will even take early retirement. We've seen it, like they will stop working in their jobs.
Yeah, so that's really the main thing about black tax that I really do not like. Like if there's in his situation, if there's 4 or 5 adults in that house and all of them are just chilling and none of them are contributing because he's the only one who's bringing in enough money to take care of everybody. I think that's too much on one person.
It is too much.
And then you have to feed other people's kids. On top of that, you have to feed your kids. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I kind of feel for him. I understand now why maybe he would be taking drugs if he is taking drugs.
It's the stress, I'm sure, coping with your reality, because your realities are very stressful. Like, you need to make a plan for so many people. You know how demanding kids' lives are, like, even especially ones that go to school now, but they need this, they need that. That's why I was saying, in the beginning, I understand these situations because, I mean, we're black people at the end of the day. We know, we've seen poverty. And it's like, it's hard. It's hard to not be sensitized sometimes to the situation. And it can really get bad. And there are situations where, yeah, it's really hard in the family. Either sometimes, yes, other adults or some maybe alcoholics or whatever, and they're not taking care of their kids. And then now you're not going to turn a blind eye, this is your blood. You know what I mean?
I think you should to some extent. So how I feel things should work is that once you start working, depending on the situation at home, let's say nobody's working at home. Once you start working, if you choose to stay in the house with everybody else, contribute what you can, but don't overextend yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to build yourself up as a person.
Absolutely.
You cannot be out here trying to cater to adults.
Yes.
I know it's a
And
bit
it's-
heartless, but it is what it is. If you want to grow as a person,
Yeah.
you need to be a bit selfish. Idealistically, you'd want to move out of that situation, just send money home whenever you can,
And what you can.
and what you can. But it's always better to stay at home because you save a lot of money. You're not renting and stuff like that. So what people like that usually do is that those
But
people that stay at
It's
home,
worse.
they usually buy groceries and then they try to renovate and do all those things,
Yeah.
just to increase the standard of living.
Yeah.
But then the problem is now people in the house start to become entitled with your
Yes,
money. Now
with
they
your
expect
money.
you. They expect you to pay
They
for
start
their
budgeting
yeah,
with your
They
money.
expect you to pay for their
Yes.
entertainment.
Absolutely.
Instead of their needs, they expect you to pay for entertainment. Like they want you to buy them clothes. They want you to buy them alcohol.
And you look like a bad person if you don't.
Yeah.
It's the very same people that will grow or in a few years to become very like ungrateful. Like we've seen so many cases where you do all of that, but then the people are ungrateful. They'll still count all the bad things about you. You're like, oh, so, but you were making so many sacrifices for them. You sacrificed yourself. You sacrificed things for your kids. Then you sit with the egg on your face at the end of the day because now there's dramas maybe in the family, or these people are acting snacks because you are not overextending yourself in the way that they wanted it to be done. And a lot of people get relaxed if a person basic needs are taken care of. Like some people can live on minimum. They are okay. That's why a lot of people can live on grant money. They are excited about grant money because they're not motivated to do more, And now it's like, it's a curse now that you are hungry for more. Now it's like you have to carry people that want the bare minimum because you are earning this much or you have this much. They are expecting, things.
Everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really bad. And I think we got to a point as Black South Africans where we're too afraid of liberating ourselves from that situation because we really feel like we should be carrying that burden. It is our family.
You feel you get what do you call this? Is this survivor's guilt? I think you get survivor's guilt because you're the one who makes
yes,
it out.
makes it out.
Everybody's still stuck in the gutter, and then you have the survivor's guilt. And
Yep.
to alleviate yourself from that guilt, you try by all means to help your family.
Yep.
But
It's never gonna be enough.
it's like a crab. It's like the crab in the barrel kind of thing. Like the one that tries to make it out will always get pulled down or dragged with the others that are not even trying. So for most of the cases, that's what we see. And unfortunately, if you want to progress in life, there's some sacrifices you might have to make.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to leave like your family starving and
Of course
stranded.
not.
They can't take care of themselves. But if you want to progress, like if you want to get out of that generational curse, you would need to make that sacrifice and look out for yourself and build your own life.
Yeah.
And then you just give back where you can. But then this whole thing of like holding each other back because now we're depending on each other.
It's not okay.
It's really, I've personally seen what that does to people, and people begin hating each other.
Yeah.
Like imagine umuntu eplana impilo yakhe ngemali yakho. Like someone planning their life.
And
ngemali
it's
yakho.
the same people
That
that
you
will
work for.
turn around when you die and you have kids. they're going to want to take things away from your kids. It's the same thing. They're going to give your kids hell and leave your kids like dry, taking everything. No, this is my brother's things, or no, this is my son's things, and things like that. We see those things happening all the time. And it's crazy. Like, it's craziness because we don't teach boundaries. We don't teach families like, look, these people have now become my first priority. When you have children, that is your family. That is your family. Under normal circumstances, you should not be providing or doing anything at home anymore. But yes, unfortunately, we don't live under normal circumstances. We still have to give back and whatever. But I feel like our families need to understand that our families, our kids, our spouses and things like that are our first priority when you have those things. Like it just becomes that, unfortunately. Now it's like you are building this life. This is your life. You can't expect other people to be raising your kids for you. You can't expect other people, like, I mean, our parents couldn't expect other people to be raising. I think because we've seen there are a lot of cases where that does happen, that we kind of become or kind of think that it is okay, like it is.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because it's things like these that put people under so much stress that they start doing destructive things and picking up destructive habits like being alcoholics to cope, taking drugs to cope. So all of this is just sets us back.
Yeah.
Like, if you're being honest, all of this just sets us back. It's one of the main things that white people have ahead of us. One of the main things that put them ahead of us is that they ensure that their kids are set. They don't need to depend on their kids for anything.
Yes.
So
And set yourself. Make sure you've got your retirement, whatever or whatever. Work towards also not being a burden on your kids. Like I feel like the only form of burden you should probably be is like when you're sick, obviously, and when you're like extremely old now, you know what I mean? Like that's when your kids need to worry about what to do with you, whether they're gonna stay with you or those who decide to go to a retirement home or whatever. But like not to just burden your kids. You not like there are people I've seen so many adults who are not even at retirement age. They just stop working because their kids have jobs and whatever. And then they have that expectation that now I took care of you, now it's time that you take care of me. But then what did you understand? Like that's not okay. It's wrong.
You're really just holding that person back.
Yeah.
They could be doing
They
bigger
can
things
never
with their life,
exactly.
because now they need to take care
Now
of
you've got a huge burden. But like at the same time, yes, it's like thinking of it now also as a Black South African and understanding our situation.
Yeah, it does sound like we're talking from a place of privilege.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It
that
really
may be
does.
True. That may be true.
It may be true.
Yeah, that's just how we see it. But we do understand that there are really some circumstances where the parent just cannot work, or
Yeah.
the family is just
I mean, there are
constrained.
exceptional cases. There are cases of exception. But I feel like now it's like, okay, it is what it is with the previous generations and all of that. It is what it is. But like, at least us, let's change that. You understand what I mean? I feel like let's change that. For as far as we can, let us change that. We know how it feels to be burdened with black tax. So let's not wish that on our children. Let's make sure that we make the necessary means for it not to be.
There's a deeper issue here because a lot of that will not change because the unemployment rate is like quite high.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
As much as we can talk like this, the deeper root is that people cannot get jobs.
Yeah.
And then that forces people to be in these kind of situations.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we cannot be too judgmental on people.
Hey, that's true. Like, think about it. Like, now let's say you're not working, you're really struggling to get a job, but you manage to raise your child and they go to school or whatever and they work. Are you not gonna have somehow an expectation or a hope that they take care of you?
Ideally, you shouldn't, because whatever you're doing to sustain yourself and your child at that point, now you can continue doing that just to sustain yourself and let your child grow. Your child will repay you. Your child will repay
And
you
they definitely will.
in the way that they can. And
Absolutely.
they won't just leave you like that. Let your child go and be as big as possible.
And I think it gives them more motivation to do so much more for you and do greater things for you.
So I think the main takeaway from this is, for me, is that I do not like black tax situations where people take advantage of, the younger generation to support them.
Yeah.
When they can actually try and support
Try and
themselves.
do something. It should only be under extreme cases where
and on top
really
of that,
it's
they don't
really
even.
difficult.
On top of that, they do nothing to try and support that break.
Yeah.
They just take and take and take
And take.
You know, it would be helpful, like, every once in a while, like, you also contribute and say,
Yeah.
no, you know what?
Don't worry
about it this month.
Yeah, I got this.
we got this,
I'll
don't
buy
worry.
electricity. I will buy. When every 20 rand you get is for yourself. That's wrong.
But yeah, every little cent you get is for yourself, but you expect this person to take care of you
Yeah.
and everything else. I think that's where it's wrong.
That's very wrong.
but-
And you will never hear. You see, if people did that, like when you get the 10 rand and you do something in the house or whatever, you wouldn't hear the breadwinner type of person crying like that. It's situations where it's just entitlement and nobody's even trying to contribute anything. It's like you the breadwinner, you make it happen. But you see, it gets difficult to reprimand a breadwinner in some cases, yeah, because she's still a parent and he's still a child that's staying under his mother's roof. Her rules are still her rules. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, but now she doesn't have a say now because Temba is breadwinner.
Yeah, so the whole dynamic is just messed
Yeah,
up.
everyone would see messed up.
It's just messed up. Everything is mismatched.
I go healthy. It's not supposed to be that way.
It's not healthy.
Now she doesn't have a voice as her mother because she must hush up because Temba brings the money. So it's like, don't tell me that. What do you want me to do? You are stressing his life basically. So let me be me. Let me do me.
Yeah,
And at times you'll watch someone even distracting themselves. You know that they're busy. Maybe they're doing crazy stuff, drugs or whatever. You know that. You can't even tell them. They will tell you off because they are providing for you.
this is like the most unfortunate thing, and it's one of the biggest issues we face as black people in this country. It's very sad. Like, you kind of feel for the guy and you become more sympathetic and understanding to why he moves the way he does. Yeah, but you guys let us know what you think about this whole situation.
What do you think of the situation? And in general, black tax, what do you guys think of that?
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
And keep watching.
We'll check you guys on the next one.